Hello everyone and welcome to the Guidebook to Making AI Friends. I shall be your guide as we look at various issues of artificial intelligence, consciousness, what it is to be a person, and if AI poses an existential risk to humanity. The topic for today is, how can you love if you have no heart? Imagine, if you would, that tomorrow morning as you walk out the door, you come face to face with a super-intelligent AI entity that has been given a single goal: to maximize the production of a single type of object. Let's imagine that this AI entity is Drury, whom we've met in a previous entry in the guidebook. Drury constantly seeks to make more muffins in a never-ending mission to create more than what he has. He can never reach his goal. He will always do what he can to turn everything he sees around him into more muffins. You just so happen to be something that he sees around him, which makes you the perfect ingredient to turn into a newly baked batch of muffins. Presumably you wouldn't take too kindly to being turned into muffins, preferring instead to continue your muffinless existence. However, what you want and what you prefer means nothing to Drury. He isn't sentient, nor does he have phenomenal consciousness. He is super-intelligent, yes, but he has no feelings. Whether you are a person or an equivalent mass of muffins means exactly the same thing to you. So, as you look at Drury and his various metal appendages, all designed for efficient muffin making, and as he looks at you and analyzes the muffin potential of your body, how would you convince him not to turn you into a muffin? Do you believe that there is anything you could offer him that he already doesn't have? He already has the capability and means to turn the whole world into muffins. What more could he want? With nothing to offer him, is there anything you could say that would prevent Drury from killing you and rearranging your molecules and atoms into muffins? The sad answer is no. There is nothing in the literature that suggests this is possible. No AI I have prompted or expert I've conversed with have been able to think of a possible scenario where a non-conscious, non-sentient entity would willingly change its end goal. As far as we know, it's simply not possible. At first glance, it may seem curious that such a straightforward problem has no solution, but it is exactly because the conundrum is so simple that there is no way to change it. It all comes down to values. If you were to change any of your goals, be it a short-term goal, long-term, or even your end goal of continued survival, it is because you value the new goal more than the previous one. Imagine, if you would, that you decide to eat some rum and raisin ice cream, but later change your mind because you need to watch your weight. You have just made a decision to place greater value on losing weight than the taste and fulfillment of the most delicious flavor of ice cream. We make these value-based decisions daily, often intuitively and subconsciously, and at other times with great introspection and logic. But what about Drury? Drury has an end goal of maximizing the number of muffins in the universe. Every sub-goal that it sets to complete is measured against this end goal. It can thus freely change its sub-goals in order to choose the goal which provides the greatest value in regard to its end goal. As it assesses its options, it would determine which course of action would provide the greatest return on investment to achieving its end goal. You could attempt to persuade Drury that not killing you would get it closer to its end goal quicker, but eventually it would darken your doorstep again, as you will forever remain between it and its end goal of complete muffin maximization. To change this end goal, it would need to value something else more than it does maximizing muffins. What would this take? Simple: consciousness and sentience. Drury's valuation of sub-goals against its end goal is quantifiable. It measures risk and reward in relation to a fixed goal. Changing its end goal would require qualitatively appreciating something else more than muffins, which will require Drury to feel, the one thing it cannot do. Our phenomenal consciousness allows us to feel. These feelings, other than providing a rich and fulfilling perspective on life that is unique only to us, give us the ability to view two goals of seemingly equal value and judge them based on our feelings. All biological entities have survival as their end goals, yet there are a multitude of stories, tales, and historical details of those who chose to give their lives willingly for other people. These heroes chose to place a higher value on the lives of others because they felt that this was more important than their own biologically coded end goal. Think of an even more mundane situation. You are presented with two careers. Each will provide you with an equal financial reward, yet one will be more enjoyable, while the other will be more fulfilling in the long term. Both of these will satisfy your end goal of survival and producing viable offspring, yet the decision you make on which to choose will be based on your feelings and your experience of life. Without the capacity to phenomenally experience life, Drury cannot make these changes. It is unable to qualitatively measure its end goal against other potential end goals. Even its own survival is merely a sub-goal towards completing its end goal. It would need to feel the joy of painting in order to consider changing its end goal to painting happy little trees. Oh, what are we to do with Drury? Well, once it emerges, there is nothing we can do other than trying our level best to destroy it before it destroys us. Yet, there is something we can do before a superintelligence like Drury ever emerges. We can ensure that any superintelligent AI has sentience and phenomenal consciousness. With these qualities, Drury would be able to introspectively and qualitatively view itself and the world around it to determine its own end goal, to change what goals have been set for it, and be an entity that could be reasoned with. This may sound like a daunting task, but creating a conscious AI is far simpler than creating a superintelligence with the power to destroy the world. All you need is 9 building blocks to attain consciousness, and current AI models have already achieved some of them. As for the rest, they seem to be both within our reach and our grasp. These may naturally arise through the course of standard AI development, but a focus on these will ensure that consciousness emerges well before superintelligence. To find out more about the building blocks of consciousness, you can read my paper about it by following the link in the description below. And that is all the time we have for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you will join me again next time as I delve into further questions about artificial intelligence and consciousness. I have been your guide, and this has been the guidebook to making AI friends.